try something here. We'll get rolling. We've had Rich filling in for the past month, and he's been helping me out because I've been going to some different sciatica things. But let's see, we got 4 people on here already. We can get rolling. Let me see, we got the live chat up here. For some reason, it is not working good. There we go. Sinfuls is up. And how you doing, Sinfuls? Who else we got on here? We got 4 people on here so far. But anyway, I've been taking a day off about every other day. Even today I took off. We didn't have anything on there because I figured we'd be doing a live stream. But I was going to put something on. I just didn't have the time today. I went over to Alabang, had a few things to do, see what we'll do. And tonight we're going to have... Let's see what happens. See how many people can get on here. Let's see, we're going down to 1. We're just waiting for some people to get on here so we can get going here. But we've had Rich filling in. Let's see if we get some people on here. See what's going on here tonight. Doesn't get some chat going. But yeah, we got some other stuff coming up, and we got a new guy, Ted. Ted's going to be doing some shows pretty soon. We got up to 18 people now. Good. Let's see, 6 thumbs up. Good, guys. Let's get going here. We got Carlin, New York City / Cebu. Good evening, everyone, he says. Who else we got on here? I know we got 18 people or more on here. Sinfuls is on here. Sinfuls will be doing the moderating tonight for us. And see what else we got going on here. See who else. And this week here, I did 2 SRV visas for people out there for some new expats coming in. If any of you guys ever need any help with that, let me know. Let's see, Bob Phillips says, I hope you had a great vacation. I still got some vacation coming up. I'm going to take some time off to get my sciatica under control. Sinful says, been a while, let's have a good chat. There we go. Dan the Driving Man. Hey, enjoying your info. Dan USA. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Michael L. is on board. He's also a moderator. Good evening, Stephen. Happy birthday. 61. Yeah, this week was also my birthday. Bim Prasad, hi from the UK. How you doing, Bim? Brent DeWitt, howdy from Michigan. There we go. We're picking up now. Simple says, already lots of new names I see. That's good. We'll get some new people on here tonight. Jeeves Winston says, morning, Steve. Well, good evening. Who else we got on here? We're up to 31, 13 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. But for any of you guys doing SRRVs out there, want to do SRRVs, we can do it from in country or out. You know, if you're coming over here, you have to do it in country. You can't do it from outside the country. Okay. Joe Cunningham says happy birthday and good evening to you. How you doing, Joe? Dan the Driving Man says you're my new YouTube favorite in the Philippines. Congratulations. Ha ha ha. Thanks, man. We appreciate that. A lot of people think I'm going to be leaving because I'm putting some new people on here. And I'm not going to be leaving. I'm probably still going to be on here. I'll just be on here a lot less. I want to be a little retired, you know. Arthur Ward says, happy birthday, Steve. Thanks, Arthur. Jeeves Winston says, we're enjoying 12-inch northeaster. There you go. Bim says, love watching your videos. Jeeves Winston, the weather here, LOL. Joe Cunningham, hi, Sinfuls. Winston says, hi, Steve. I've been long time wet, raining, Madeira, California. There you go. Robert Mindanao says, good evening from Mindanao, U.S. Navy vet, USS Kitty Hawk. There we go. ROV is on board. Happy birthday, he says. Thank you, man. Sinfuls, Robert Mindanao, thanks for your service. So we're up to about 37 people, 16 thumbs up. Let's get some people chatting on here. We'll get some conversation going. You can talk about almost anything you want tonight. It doesn't necessarily have to be expat stuff. But usually that's what we talk about. But if you guys want to talk about other stuff, anything but politics or religion, I'm game for talking about it. We can talk about just about anything. We got a lot going on in the Philippines, especially off the coast here with China and stuff like that. And that's been kind of interesting. And Philippines is actually starting to push back, it looks like. I don't know if any of you guys have been reading the front pages of the newspapers, but when I was up in Manila, I was looking at the guys selling the newspapers in the streets, and it's all about that China thing off the coast here, so it's getting interesting. Let's see, Joe Cunningham, you guys doing the Pacific Cross health insurance? I have it, yes. Sinfuls does not, but I do have it. I'm actually going to be upgrading my insurance through them pretty soon, probably. Let's see. Dan the Driving Man, you've got great contributors to your channel. USA Army veteran, retired now. Yeah, we're going to have some more contributors on here too. Unfortunately, Rich is going to be going to Thailand. So he's going to be leaving probably maybe in June. And he's going to contribute probably all the way up until June. Brent says, snowing here in Michigan the last 3 days makes me miss Des Marinas. We want to have people with different viewpoints on here. I don't want people to have all the same viewpoints as me, which makes it kind of different. And Rich comes from definitely different than me. We get along really well, but he thinks different than me, and it's good to have a different point of view. I like to balance out the channel a little bit. Sinful says, Dan the Driving Man, thanks for your service. Bim Prasad says, been researching about Tracy Martires. What's it like for vegans? For vegans, it's we have the wet market, and we do sell vegetables here. It's okay, I guess. I get the vegetables I want. I'm a big zucchini fan. I eat zucchini for breakfast. I fry zucchini in butter, put a little salt and pepper on it, sometimes cheese, and that's what I have for breakfast, along with an egg. So for vegans, yeah, I think you'd be okay. I think that you might have to go to some of the other stores. There's also All Day you can shop at too. Robert Mindanao says, see the news about Russia? I have not seen much news about Russia lately. Most of it's just minor stuff. I might have seen what you're talking about. I'm not sure. RLV says, PH inflation is 2.8%, February 3.4%. It's pretty bad. The inflation over here is pretty bad. I see our prices going up rapidly, and it's kind of scary to see that, Robert Mindanao says, terrorists killed 60 people in Moscow. Wow. Simple says, Robert, in Mindanao, it is now 115, sadly. Let's see. That's crazy. 115. Let's see. Dan the Driving Man. I got 7 years business partner in Tacloban City, Leyte, Philippines, doing awesome there. Joe Cunningham says, planning on doing self-insured and save my husband's SS benefits in a separate account for health insurance. Some people, sometimes it's worth it, Joe, especially for you. If you're below 60, I think it's best to get the insurance because it's so cheap, especially if you get the Pacific Cross, what I call the peso plan. It's for the Filipinos, really, but it's also for expats. And Michael Onset has done so well with that plan. He actually went and talked to the president because he sells 10% of their insurance. And I got to tell you, Michael's really, really good. And the plan that he modeled, is really bent towards the expats that need full insurance over here and for a cheaper price. We don't need $1 million worth of insurance over here. When you get $1 million worth of insurance, you pay for it. These other plans offer us up to basically almost 100,000 US in insurance, and that's what we need. And Harvey's on board here. Aloha from Hawaii. Savanel, hi Stephen, chat. Dan the Driving Man says, Sinfuls, thanks. Peso's doing well against the US dollar. We are up to 56 as of last I saw. And that was 2 days ago. We were at 56. I don't know where we're at now. It was actually over 56. Let's see. Riddell says, what is the annual inflation rate of the Philippines? I'm not sure what it is. I really don't keep track, but I can tell you this, that I've seen things going up here a lot. A gentleman called me today, and he was actually telling me about a place up in Subic where they give 80% off U.S. goods like jeans and sneakers and stuff like that. If it, and sometimes it's 2 for 1 or something like that up there. It's someplace up in Subic, and he went up there and I think he spent like $10,000 for like 2 weeks worth of clothing. I was kind of impressed by that. It's too far away from me to go up to Subic. I mean, I could probably take a van up there and probably do some shopping up there, maybe meet up with the guy. But the guy was telling me, he says, Steve, you got to get up here and see this stuff. He says, it's all brand new, Levi's and everything. And he says, it's like 80% off. So I'm thinking about going up there to check it out. Michael says, air fry zucchini and olive oil and cracker crumbs. I usually liked it fried. I've had that since I was a kid. My dad used to fry it either in olive oil or butter. I like the butter. The butter gives it good flavor, and I put a little salt and pepper on it, and it's good. I love pepper on almost everything. MF says, Late Tea girls are the best. Sinful says, check out Michael Onstad on Messenger to contact him. Yeah, if you guys want to contact Michael Onstad about the cost, just check him out on Messenger, and he'll give you all the prices. You can also check out his Facebook. I think he has the prices up there. George says, hi all. How you doing, George? MF, do you recommend dating a bar girl? No, I do not. That's one thing I do not recommend at all. There's so many decent women around here without having to pick up a bar girl and taking that risk of not just STDs but other things. I just think that a bar girl is just not worth it. Too many issues. Damn Car says, my 23-year-old girlfriend and I traveled to Thailand for the first time. My impression of the male IO is that he's hitting on her. Dan, the driving man, Joe Cunningham, Social Security, retired, enjoying it. Let's see. 7L says, Steve, I sent you an email about getting my SRV there when I get there. Okay. I'm not sure if I answered it yet, but if I haven't, I will be checking that probably tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to be going tomorrow to visit a friend, and when I get back, I'll be checking my emails. I might even check some tonight. Mr. Big Slick 66 is back, and cost of living here in the U.S. is outrageous. Took one of my guys out for a quick lunch yesterday. 2 sandwiches, 2 beers, $52 with tip. That's crazy. I mean, I can go down here and get a sandwich for like $5 with a Coke, or maybe like 7 with a beer or something like that, Sep says, hey, Stevie, greetings from Germany. How you doing, Sep? Dan the driving man says, pandemic impacted prices. I'm not sure if that was it. I think it was more current president. Sinful says, the average inflation rate for the last 10 years was 3.1%. Tom Paris says, heard anything about an El Nino this year? They said spring. Yeah, I actually did hear that at the beginning of the year, and I haven't heard any more. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. So far, we've had a super dry season. We're actually in a drought right now. Damn Cars, he's putting down. We haven't had any rain in 4 months here. He's putting down our relationship by asking why I didn't buy a property rather than renting, and why I didn't take her to Bali instead. Shouldn't put personal interests ahead of constitutional rights. Michael L. says, inflation is worldwide. Yeah, it is. But it's worse in the U.S., I think. The inflation has been bad ever since Russia invaded Ukraine. You cannot take a third of the planetary food supply and 10% of its oil and gas without inflation. I agree. 7L says, okay. Sinfuls, LOL, I just went to McDonald's for my dinner. It cost me $5.50. It's about the same. Yeah, I paid the other day, I think it was, what? It was like 217 pesos, which is, what's that, about $4? And that's not bad. I know Sinfuls pays a little more because of the neighborhood he's in. 7-0, if you want, I can send another one because I sent it weeks ago. 7-0, send me another one. It's to Steven5975@yahoo.com. If you never received an answer from me, okay? Steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay, I will answer. I answer everybody. I'm not sure why yours didn't go through. It's probably because I didn't get it, because I answered everybody. I know either last night or the night before, I finished up all my emails. Dickie Spaz, $6.25 for a box of Ritz crackers that normally cost $2.99. Inflation is real and prices are through the roof. Build back better, yeah. And Sinful says, hey Dickie, Joe Cunningham, will it be easier or faster to send yourself funds through Western Union than going to the bank to withdraw? I don't know. I mean, I've sent money through Western Union to my bank over here, and I just go to the ATM, or I can go pick it up. You know what I'm saying, Joe? I'm not sure what you're trying to get at, because you can go to the ATM and pick it up too. You know, do it that way. But I have sent money over here when I reach that pivotal point of 1,000 a day or whatever that you can take out, because even back home I have 1,000 a day I can take out on my ATM card, and that's it. So I would say ATM is the fastest, and then second, it's pretty fast even Western Union yourself some money sometimes, but it costs you a little bit of money too. Neil D says, greetings from London, England. How you doing, Neil? Dan the driving man says, Steve, how are you from Tacloban or Cebu? I'm going to be there, and I'm actually in Tracy Martires, which is right near Manila. A lot of you guys get me mixed up for some reason with Cebu or Dumaguete. A lot of people think that I'm in Dumaguete, and they say, "Man, I'm gonna come by and see you, Steve, when I get to Dumaguete." I don't live in Dumaguete. I don't even live close to it. MF says, "Is $1 million enough to live in the Philippines until I die? I'm 52." Oh, $1 million. That's hard to say. That's hard to say. If you're getting like 5% on it, yeah, I would say. We have people over here that live off like 700,000, 900,000. You know, I know of at least, let's see, 3 or 4 people that live off large sums of money. And they said that they hardly ever dig into it because they get so much interest on it. So I would say yes. It provided you're frugal over here and you're living like me. I live in an $80 home and I love my home. My home is nice. I have AC. I have everything I need. Dickie Spess says, "Hello, Sinfuls." Sally Beth Reyes says, "Good evening, Steve. Greetings from Hong Kong." How you doing, Sally Beth? Let's see. Jeeves Winston says, we know you don't like to talk about politics, but lots of news about the military bases build up, inter-island resources. When I say politics, I'm usually talking about politicians, okay? That's what we're talking about here. Inter-island resources moving closer to shore. We have a lot of stuff going on here with the United States coming in here, and a lot of countries are helping out the Philippines now too. And the Philippines is starting to step up a little bit to China and just basically say we're not going to take it. The president is telling people that we're not going to take any more guff from you guys because it's almost demeaning what they do to the Filipinos here, and I don't think he's going to put up with it much longer. Dickie Spess says, "Good videos from Rich this past week." Yes, he's done an excellent job. A lot of people liked him. He actually got a lot of good write-ups. Let's see. Sinful says, "Dan Driving Man, Steve is about 700 kilometers from Cebu on Luzon." Dan the Driving Man, "Regular unleaded gasoline back up to $4 per each 1 USA gallon here." Now, our RLV says, "Be wary of bed bugs, rodents, roaches at Manila Airport. Hopefully SMC Group will take care of it." See, Sinfuls, you just put up the Steven5975 at yahoo.com. If any of you guys need anything, retirement visa help, SRRV help, questions, stuff like that, you guys can always contact me between 6 and 9:30 Manila time, okay? Let's see. Tom Pierce says, "Comparatively speaking, is there a big difference between a real massage?" I can answer this really well, Tom. Susan, my girlfriend, she's a massage therapist over here. And all the people that get massages here, a lot of the expats here, love her massages. She gives really, really good massages here. And the price is reasonable. But she gives really good massage. It really depends on if somebody went to school. Most of the people here, they have a license. If they don't have a license, it's not worth getting them. Michael L., our moderator, says, "Britain is suffering from double the inflation in the States." I heard that. I heard Britain's having lots of problems. And a lot of them are having problems coming over here. They can't even save the money to come over here, some of them. Michael L. says, "Gas always goes up in the summer and down in the winter." Sinful says, "Tom Pear, as far as massages, you just need to search out. You will find a good therapist." I agree with Sinful. There's good therapists and there's bad therapists over here. My girlfriend happens to be a really good one. There's a place down by Walmart here in Tracy Martires, and I would say half the girls are good and half the girls aren't good. There's one real thin girl there, and she gives like a very bony massage with her elbow and stuff, and it almost hurts. ROV, thanks to the 2 Richies helping you. Yeah, we definitely have, one thing I'll say is we definitely have a lot of good help on the channel, and I'm very thankful for both Sinfuls and Rich. And Rich has been putting in a lot of stuff this week, and this past month actually. And he's gonna be helping till he leaves, and then we're gonna be having Ted fill in for a while. And I'm trying to find somebody that's gonna take over the channel. Actually, I'll still be contributing and doing stuff, but I do not want the channel to fall apart, and I will be on here still, probably twice a week, 3 times a week or something like that, and I want somebody to basically take over the channel. I'm just going to contribute to the channel, for the SRRV stuff and also for commentary too, like I usually do. Brim Prasad says you can open a bank account if you stay via tourist visa. Yes, with an ACR card you can, and that takes at least like 60 days to get. Neil D says, Steve, don't recall if this has ever been covered before, but does anyone use electric bicycles over there? Yes, they have them. They're available. You don't even need a license. No, wait. You don't need. Yeah, I don't think you need a license for that. I'm not sure. I know you don't need to register it. You may need a license. I'm not sure. Sinfuls might know about that more. Are they available to buy or rent like scooters? No, they are not. I know you don't need to. You don't need to register them at all. I think you might need a license, but I'm not sure about that either. Maybe you don't even need a license. Joe Cunningham, how much cash do you need to keep at home monthly for emergency? Well, Joe, I tell people to get a good safe, okay, and that's my recommendation to everyone, and a heavy safe at that. I would tell people to keep anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000 on hand, somewhere hidden around the house, or some way to get at it, maybe through your bank or something like that. Have some money available and have it so that somebody can go in and get it if you're in a hospital or something. Tom Pierce says, I second that about Rich. He is doing good with the show. Thanks, Tom. He actually appreciates that. He's been getting a lot of good feedback, and I'm actually glad about that because that makes a difference on the channel, and I want to have good content on here, and Rich has done very well with the content. Dan the Driving Man, good to have a credit-worthy, long-term trusted partner in country there. Yeah, that too, and credit cards. Have a credit card with at least $10,000 on it that you can pay off immediately. That's another way, because most places take credit cards here. If you don't want to keep the money around your house, and that's sometimes a safety issue in some neighborhoods. Sinful says, Bim Prasad, you need to get your ACR card, which will allow you to get your bank account. Smith says, you're near Batangas? I'm pretty close to Batangas. I was actually in Batangas the other night for my birthday. We drove over there. That's how close we are. And we get there quick. Class V roads. We are all looking up your nostrils. I'm looking at myself right now on here, and I'm not looking up my nostrils, so you might want to lower your camera a bit, just saying. Actually, I'm on my iPad, and this is I tried doing it on my computer, and I can't do it on my computer. And I know you're not looking at my nostrils, so let's not get carried away. 7L says, okay, sent it. Thank you, 7. I'll check it later. Simple Smith Steve, about 1.5 hours away. Yeah, it's really close. Bim Prasad, have sent you an email, Steve, and many thanks. Okay. Dan the Driver, Steve, you are planning an off-grid solar dome home. We are planning an off-grid solar dome home near Santa Fe Leyte outside of Tacloban City. That sounds pretty good. I'm actually starting to get into the solar thing here, and I'm thinking about putting either a 800-watt wind thing out here, and it's not one of the propellers. It goes around like the opposite way. Like it's the way it turns is different. It looks like the shape of a Coke can, and it turns. Okay. Sinfuls, hi Larry. I put up some new riding videos on my channel. Let's see. Robert Mindanao says 133 dead now in Moscow. Sinfuls, wow, at Robert and Mindanao. Lazy Larry Lee, I will watch them later. Let's see. MF said, if there's a nuclear war in Europe and America, will the southern hemisphere of the planet be safe? I think if there's a nuclear war, that stuff's going to spread no matter where you are, unless you're out in Pitcairn's Island or something like that, Even then, it's probably going to get a little bit of it. Lazy Larry Lee says, Robert Mindanao, hello. South Pacific, I would say, would be the safest place to be. But on those islands, you're not going to be getting any canned foods or anything like that. You're going to have to be reverting back to whatever they usually lived on there. Zane Underwood, hey, probably fish and coconuts. Hey, what do you guys think the percentage of expats that come to the Philippines are trying to escape the state of America right now? Zane, actually, almost 60 to 70% of the people that I meet up at the PRA tell me that's why they're getting out of there. A lot of it's women, the state of the nation, the mess that the world is in. They want to come over here. I think you're trading things over there for things over here. There are things over here that are bad too. But I think the Philippines overall is better because of the costs. So I'll say that. Sinful's MF, honestly, if it gets to that point, it doesn't matter. Dickie Spaz says Russia creating 2 new armies, 14 divisions each. They're planning long-term conflict all across Europe. I don't know if Russia would go to bat against NATO right now, and I think the whole world is arming themselves up. I think NATO and the UN said told everybody add 2% to your militaries because of the expectation of war in the future. Dan the Driving Man says, Neil, I have a 2K USA e-bike. We are going solar and electric, EV bikes, etc. Vehicles in water, Buffalo and country. You can get e-bikes over here fairly cheap, guys. If you're ever looking for one, you can go on Lazada. You can buy them in some of the stores around here too. Robert Mindanao, what is happening to your channel? I missed it. We're just talking about. I'm going to be slowing down because I need to get more treatments for my back. Okay, and I'm going to be probably letting other people fill in a lot more, and probably even eventually I'm going to not leave the channel, but I'm going to hand the channel over to somebody else, and I'm still going to be on the channel, so no worries there. I want people to know that I'm still going to be on the channel. I'm still going to be doing SRRV stuff. I'm going to still be a major contributor. I still might even do 3 or 4 a week. I'm not sure. We'll see how things go. But I wanna hand it on to somebody else that can take over the channel, and if they do the channel right, I'll let them have it. We'll see how things go. Michael, I'll still be doing probably the live streams. I'll still be doing some other stuff. So we'll see. And they'll be doing live streams too. So the channel might actually become more of a channel. Michael L, the Philippines has bought fighter jets from SK and is thinking about buying submarines from Germany. I heard that. I'm hoping that they get these submarines. Sinful Steve, been taking a break. LOL. Yeah, this week has actually been busy. For me, taking a break sometimes is actually not taking a break. This week here, I actually had 2 people that got SRRVs this week, and I kind of make that my priority. But I'm even changing that up. I'm putting the driver in charge of them more, and sooner or later he's going to be doing that. But I'm still going to go up there once in a while and take people up there also. Robert Mindanao, Chris and Sabu deleted his channel a while ago. Yeah, some people can't. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't realize that. You might do a 10-minute video that day, but it might take you 2 to 3 hours and answering phones and entertaining people too. It takes a lot out of you. Sinful's Robert Mindanao, what? Sinful says, we met him, a really nice guy. Bob Phillips, would you worry about traveling through Taiwan after Christmas to get home back? I would be worried about traveling to Taiwan for anything right now. Michael L says, always use credit cards when one can. Cash gives no rewards. Robert Mindanao, Sinful, you met Chris? Sinful says, it's still there on YouTube. Sinful says, Robert Mindanao, yes, we invited him to our luncheon. Yeah, he came here. I actually met him. Joe Cunningham, are those alkali water and blue jugs safe to drink? I think so. The filtered water that they have here in the blue jugs is fairly safe, provided it has the plastic thing that you have to tear off it. That tells you that it has been opened and it's safe. Most of those places, they do change their filters despite what people say. Excuse me. Let's see. Sinful says, Joe Cunningham, I go through 20 gallons a week. No issues, good water. Sinful is a vertical vane wind turbine. Yes. That's what I'm looking at. It actually produces 800 watts of electricity. I'm going to try to hook it into my main line so that I don't have to take so much off the grid. I'm thinking about putting that in. That would almost run my air conditioner. Bim Prasad, if you install aircon, refix kitchen, add doors, etc., does a landlord give you money back? No. Some will. Some will. If you get a really good landlord and say, hey, listen, I want to replace the door, I want to do this, this, and this. If I add this here, can I take it off? Some will say yes. I don't ask my landlord for that, because you know what? It's stuff that I want in here. Because if they have a door on there that I don't like, and it's still useful, they're not going to pay me to replace the door. And I replaced the door here because I like a really, really hardwood door, and my door looks a lot nicer. Sifa says, Bin Prasad, most landlords will not reimburse. I'm lucky I have a good one who does for improvement. See, some people will, some people won't. Mr. Big Slick 66 says, thinking about Puerto Galera for a place to live. Looks amazing and close enough to Manila for us. Have you been there? I have not been there, no. Let's see. Robert Mindanao, why are you giving up on your channel? I'm not giving up on it, Robert. I'm just going to let somebody, I'm still going to be doing it, but I want it. I want more freedom. It takes time to do a channel, and it takes a lot out of your private and personal life too. Meeting people, helping people, things like that. I'm still going to be doing that, but I just need more people helping me. So I'm not really giving up on the channel. I'll probably still be on the channel, probably almost as much as I am now. But I am going to put somebody in there that if I want to take 2 weeks off for a while, they can keep the channel going, and maybe I can do something from a distance too and add to it. But I want to give it to somebody. I have back issues, things like that, and it gives me time to rest and let my back take a break too. Lazy Larry Lee, do not forget to give Steve thumbs up. Thanks, Lazy Larry. Sinful says, Robert Mindanao, in regards to Chris, he and I will be doing some writing here in Luzon. Chris is a nice guy. I never saw his channel before, but he went to one of our things, and Sinful's introduced him to me. I didn't get to talk to him too much, though. Dan the Driving Man, our farm has everything from ducks, chickens, rice, production. We've done 29 piggery, bakery, doing best with water buffaloes. Let's see. Tom Pierce says, in my opinion, forget the wind thing. Good solar panels are a way to go. On a 30 amp controller and 3 batteries, providing all I need except AC. I camp off grid. I want to get the wind thing and some solar panels, so we'll see. I'm going to do a little bit of both, I think. The wind would be great during a storm when it's cloudy, so that's why I kind of like that. And we're in a windy area here too, so that's why I like the wind. Because we have a constant wind here. It never stops blowing here. We're on top of a hill that's 423 feet high. Robert Mindanao says, NATO would kick Russia's butt without nukes. Yes, we probably would. Sinful's Dan the Driving Man, that's awesome. Jeffrey Fernandez, how's your sciatica, Steve? Is it getting better? I have my days. I've been doing Japanese acupuncture and they electrify the needles. And it's a little bit different. It gets your back moving, get your muscles moving. I'm seeing some success, but it takes a long time to do it. It's not going to be a cure-all. I do know that. You have to keep going back. I think it does give me some relief, but for the most part, I'm still at about 90%, 80%, but it gives me like a break for a little while. Any break is a good break on my back. I mean, you can see the way I'm sitting here. I'm kind of stiff right now. Tom Johnson says NATO is a joke. I don't think NATO up against. I think NATO up against Russia. Russia's a failure in the Ukraine. Let's face it. I couldn't imagine them trying to take on NATO and Finland and Sweden. Finland's a tough country. Sweden is too. Let's see. Simply Social says, hey, did that acupuncture work out for you? I'm thinking about getting it done. Japanese acupuncture is pretty good, and it does work for some things. It did help me for some of the issues that I went to him for. My back issue, it's not helping me as much as I wish it did, but it's helping me for other stuff. I have a little bit of anxiety, and I can't sleep at night, and it does help me sleep better on that night, and any sleep I can get is good sleep. Because the other day I also slept really good too, and that's unusual, So I've had this past month I've got 2 good nights of sleep, which is really good. Just having those 2 nights, which usually I don't have any, but then it goes back to where I get so exhausted. After about a week, that's when I sleep. I'll sleep for like 4 hours or something. Bim Prasad, Sinfuls, many thanks again. My plan is to retire in the Philippines within a year, I hope. Robert Mindanao, well, hope you get your back better. I'm hoping too. Sooner or later, we're gonna try to find something. I want to try all the other stuff before I get any sort of surgery or anything. I don't think I want to get surgery. I'm gonna look into it though, just to see what they say. Simply Social. I am a veteran. What visa should I get? For veteran, SRV all the way. It'll only cost you $3,000 total, and you can get in touch with me if you want. Okay, and I can help you with that for free. We don't charge. You just pay the application fee and the deposit. Altogether, it adds up to $3,000. Just contact me at steven5975 at yahoo.com. Ask me for my U.S. phone number if you're in the U.S., or ask me for my Philippine phone number if you're in the Philippines, and I will help you get it. It's no issue. Sinfuls, Bim Prasad, good for you. I am so glad for retiring here. Life is good. Excuse me. Yeah, Sinfuls lives a pretty good life over here. All of us pretty much live a good life over here. Damn cars, have you tried spinal decompression for your sciatica? Yes. I've tried that with physical therapy. I also have a spinal thing over there, and you wrap it around you, and you press this thing, and it blows up, and it makes your back go up in the air. Dickie says, Steve, how do your acupuncture turn out for you? I'm down to once per month, and acupuncture says one more treatment, then wait and see. My ortho says keep walking and play it by ear. You know, Dickie, I keep walking a lot. I walk a ton. Anybody that knows me knows I try to do 10,000 steps a day, but it just doesn't happen lately, and that's one of the reasons why I want to slow down a little bit. The Japanese acupuncture is different than regular acupuncture, and I'm going to start doing regular acupuncture probably next month. And I'm in contact with somebody up there, and I'm going to try that next. So next month I'm going to start going for that, and I'll probably see the Japanese acupuncturist first, and then go to the regular acupuncture after, because usually you're a little sore after you're done with the Japanese acupuncture. Simply Social, do you have one-on-one over the phone or for travel info? I would be happy to pay if your team does not offer. Is there anyone you know? I don't usually do travel info. I can talk to you about coming over here if you're planning on retiring or something like that. Simply Social. You can contact me at steven5975 at yahoo.com. We open the phone between 6 to 9:30 every night, and I'll talk as long as you need to talk for free. Okay? You just got to ask me for my phone number through the email. Okay? Jeffrey Fernandez says, "Hey Steve, I want to give some money to the orphanage that is around you. I hope it's not a pain in the butt for you to give them money for me." Jeffrey, if you want to do that, you can contact me, and I'll give you all the information. Contact me on my email, please. And actually, we have two people that do that already, and they donate $150 a month every month, and they're very thankful for that. I was actually there the other day too, and they can always use that money. And there's other people here in our group that donate. I think we probably donate anywhere between $400 to $500 a month down there in total between everybody. And there's a lot of people that help, and I try to help with food, money, whatever I can do, also when I can. But yeah, any help would be greatly appreciated. I can give you my my PayPal if you're interested, and then I'll send you a receipt too. Okay, so just give me your email address. Well, I'll have your email address anyway when you talk to me, and I'll send you the receipt if you need a receipt. Robert Mindanao, is it a pain doing videos? Too much fun here? I'm not gonna say it's a pain. Sometimes it kind of gets in the way from helping people, and I really enjoy helping people, and I'm still going to do that. That's why we still have to have the channel going, but I want to have more people involved and help them too, because there's other people that want to come up through the ranks, and they'd probably like to make a little extra cash or something like that on the channel. This channel pays pretty reasonable, and I'd like to hand that off to somebody else, give somebody else a chance, Sinful says, Robert Mindanao, exactly that, LOL. Because I help people for free, I don't care if I'm making money off the channel or not. It's just, the channel's never been about the money. That's why you don't see like super chats on here and stuff like that, or me asking for any money, because the problem isn't money over here. Dan the Driving Man, I have a dual citizenship, USA, Philippines, Filipina friend here in Middle America. She's awesome. Most Filipinos are decent people. I have a couple of videos coming up probably tomorrow or the next day, and they're going to be really interesting, talking about Filipinas. For you guys that are dating the younger Filipinos, I think a lot of people have a lot of problems with the younger Filipinos because of their friends. And if they have a toxic friend, they usually can pretty much control that younger girl. And that can be a problem sometimes. And I've heard that many times, either a toxic friend or a toxic relative or a toxic parent, and they tell them how to get money out of the expat. And when you're dealing with a young person, a young girl in their 20s, it's like dealing with a 15-year-old over here. Dickie Spez says, damn cars, I'm thinking about finding a chiro that offers a ring dinger treatment. Anything helps. I see Dr. Rob. He's all over around Manila, and he's really, really good. Dr. Rob, it helps for a while. It does relieve you for the day. Sometimes 2 or 3 days, a little bit. I still wake up in the morning with the pain, but I notice that it goes away a little faster. But in the morning is my problem. It's later on the day that I'm usually pretty good. I can function better, but some days I don't function at all, and that's the problem. And it's different every day. Some days I'm in bed all day, and other days it's just I get up and I can function. Sinful's Bim Prasad, I wouldn't trade living here for anything. I'd agree with Sinful's, because going back home, and I've been thinking about going back home, and it's not in the cards, not with the way things are back home now. Sinful says, I'm up to 144 subscribers, LOL. Michael Dooley, I would love to be able to help. Bim Prasad, Sinful's, the weather, people, and beaches did it for me, as well as it's cheap. Robert Mindanao, Sinful's, where you at? Simply Social says, the U.S. just passed a $1.6 trillion bill over 1,000 pages with a lot of waste in it, talking about decreasing SS to help pay for it. I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear about anything. I've heard about them actually making SS stronger. I think you might have misunderstood that, Simply Social, but maybe it's true. I don't think you can decrease SS any more than you've decreased it now. Sinfuls, but my channel is just simple things. Sinful says, Robert Mindanao, I live in Laguna in an area called New Valley. Dan the Driving Man says 70 watching. We got 76 right now, actually, and 43 thumbs up. We're up to 48. Great channel. Thumbs up. Thanks, man. We appreciate that. Sinful says, yes, windy here also, just below Tagaytay. Lazy Larry Lee says, Sinfuls and Robert, I enjoy both of your channels. Let's see. Simply Social, NATO and is the World Order Army. Sinfuls, thanks, Larry. Simply Social, we will pay for them. Robert Minnow says, Sinfuls, what kind of riding? He says motorcycling. RLV says, Sinfuls is living in an upscale. Sinfuls is living in an upscale environment. Yeah, he lives in a very upscale place. It's very nice there. I was there a few weeks ago for his birthday, and it was really, really nice there. Sinfuls has a nice home. It's quiet there. He has a pool, a public pool there, and it's really nice. It's clean. It's very upscale, and it's windy and cool there too. Sinful says, just subscribe to your channel. Michael Else, Simply Social, freedom is not free. Sinful says, Robert Mindanao just bought a new bike 3 weeks ago, already have 1,500 kms. Simply Social, Russia was our allies in World War II. They are the reason why we won World War II against Germany. Two-front war, they just want to be left alone. Yeah, Russia. It's sad that Russia cannot be our friend right now. I think Trump kind of understood that we needed to be friendly with them. And it's kind of an odd country to deal with, too. That's the sad part. Patrick Glenn, if you have back problems, I recommend contacting the Laser Spine Institute. They have plenty of locations in the States. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go back to the States, so that won't be working for me. I might go back to visit, but that's about it, just to visit my sister or something. Robert Mindanao, Sinful's Chris rides motorcycles. Lazy Larry Lee, I will be in the lower sweet spot budget. If you're 2,000 to 3,000 now, you're still, even though we did that a few years back, that's still the place to be. If you're 2,000 over here and you're pretty frugal, you can live pretty good over here, especially if you're alone. If you have a girlfriend, it's a little bit more. It'll cost you more. Then you should be on the more upscale. If your girlfriend's working, it's even better. So if it's Robert Mindanao, yes, a lot of his channel is focused on that. Simply Social, Ukraine is the territory most corrupt nation in the world. Joe Cunningham, is there a grab from Tanza to trace it? Yes, absolutely. Tanza is actually on the up and coming now. It's one of the towns around here. I would actually recommend moving to if you can find a place there. Tanza's beautiful now. They have a beautiful mall. They have Grab there. Their mall is outstanding. They have a great, they have Tanza Oasis there, which I'll be at this week. I love Tanza, you know. I mean, I don't like the downtown area, but there are beautiful sections of Tanza. Sinfuls, he is currently on a long trip for a month with Chad Foster. MF, Americans are the most propagandized people in the world, and they don't even know it. I tend to agree with that. You know, in some forms they are. Robert Mindanao, Chris and Cebu channel, you talking about? Yes, I believe that's who he's talking about. As far as Americans getting a lot of propaganda, I talk to a lot of people, and they're into conspiracy theories almost all the time. It's like you wouldn't believe how many people I talk to that sit down and tell me these crazy conspiracy theories that they believe in. Who knows if they're true or not? But I mean, it's almost incredible what some of these people believe in. Simples has the Steven5975 at yahoo.com. So if you guys need my number or anything, you can just hit me up for it, and I'll give you my phone number, either my Philippine number or my U.S. number. Call me between 6 and 9:30 p.m. Manila time, and I know a lot of people have a hard time with that. Sinful, yes, Carefree Chris. Dickie Spaz is SS. Russia invaded Ukraine unprovoked. They're the aggressors. Let's see. Robert Mindanao. My friend is coming here in three weeks. Had back surgery in Florida. Doing great now. It's funny because most people that get back surgery pretty much come back almost right away, almost within like a week or two. Simply Social. Not in our backyard. Trying to control border when ours is open. Over 12 million has crossed. We should worry about our border. You know, with that amount of people, that's really sad because the United States has 350 million people. Now we have that much more to contend with, and we can't even afford that. There's no way that these people not pumping any money into the tax system is going to help our country. And if we make them residents and they can vote, the thing I think about that is that it will destroy our voting. You know, because these people come up with ideas. They're you know which side. They're basically undocumented Democrats. Most of the people from South and Central America vote Democrat. That's a fact. And people from Cuba tend to vote Republican. And I don't like to talk politics, but I'm just stating a fact here. Sinful says, Steve, I can walk on your back with my golf shoes. Hey, that might help. Lazy Larry Lee says, Steve, be glad you're in the Philippines. Here in the capital district of New York, it is 0 degrees Celsius. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Dan the Driving Man. Steve, do you still have your VA medical benefits here in America? I have 100% USA. Yeah, I have VA benefits. VA coverage, Medicare also. Walking, biking is very beneficial. I tried it. That's one of the reasons why I do my walking, Dan. It's very beneficial. I've also done acupuncture also. I'm going to be doing more acupuncture next month for sure. It worked for my TMJ when I had TMJ a long time ago. Sinful says, Steven5975 at yahoo.com if you guys need me. Robert in Mindanao says, different Chris Sinfuls. Lazy Larry Lee, Sinfuls, Carefree Chris is not the same as Chris and Cebu. Okay. Sinfuls, okay, I wasn't aware there was another Chris. Michael L, Simply Social, we can do both. Wendy Toll, can you please repeat your email address again? Sinfuls just put it up here, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. If you guys need any help with anything, SRVs or questions or whatever, I'll help you. And you can just ask me for my phone number if you want to talk to me on the phone. I usually get back to people within 48 hours. So if I don't answer you right away, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I get busy. So Dan the Drive Man, I adopted a family of 7 in the Philippines 7 years ago now. Great family, hard workers, loyal and trustworthy. It's good that if you can afford that and you don't mind adopting people. Some Americans that come over here, they don't believe in that because they believe they're getting scammed and stuff. It's kind of sad, and other Filipinos kind of get jealous of that when you help other Filipinos too. Dan Sinful says, at Dan the Driving Man, so nice. Zane Underwood says, how about widows with children, Steve? We could help them out too. There are widows over here with children, plenty of them. There's tons of people. I've actually helped out people up in Manila through my church. We helped a lady get off the streets up there. She's actually been doing really, really good. Simply Social, Michael L. We are broke, 36 trillion in debt, spending like a drunken sailor. As the money. Where is the money coming from? That is why they are going to decrease SS. I don't think they'll decrease SS, man. I don't think that can happen. I think what's going to happen is they're going to have to do something about these 12 million and get them working and paying taxes right away. Sinful says, Zane Underwood, so many widows here. Simply Social, love that attitude. Thank you. Let's see. Robert Mindanao, I live at resort here that my family owns. Sinfuls, wow, nice. Zane Underwood, Sinfuls, really? Yes, Zane, so many. Zane Underwood says, I was one of those kids too. Simply Social, Stephen, have you tried CHI, reduce the carbs? It helps the pain. I think you're talking about chelation. Are you talking about chelation therapy? It sounds like. I'm not sure. I've never heard of CHI, CONG. I think you're talking about chelation therapy. I know about that. Robert Mindanao, you get injections on your back? No, I do not. That actually makes your bones deteriorate after a while. Bim Prasad says, the hospital you have mentioned in various videos, is that for veterans only? No, De La Salle University Hospital, I think you're talking about. That one is not just for veterans. There's also the VA here. That one's for veterans only. Okay? And it's just a clinic. It's not really a hospital. De La Salle University Hospital is a hospital, and they have everything there, and it's a great hospital too. It's a really decent hospital for the Philippines. Simply Social, why rent? My rent went from $800 to $1,200. Now that's actually still pretty low, from what I'm hearing back there. Simply Social, Steve passed last night at 1:20 p.m. Let's see. Michael L. SS was increased, not decreased. That's what I heard, Michael. I heard the same thing. I don't know what he's talking about when he says decreased. Because I'm hearing also that they're trying to give us like $200 a month, or give us a 1,000 or 2,000 some sort of payment or something they're talking about. And I've heard that on YouTube quite a few times. And when they talk about that, I worry about the debt, because I think it's out of control now. Simply Social, and we know on Rumble, there are countries that are worse off than us, though. Bertle says, regards from Lake Bowman. Enjoy our last meeting, Annie and Bertle. Now, Bertle is a guy from Sweden. He's a great friend of mine. And him and his wife, Annie, who's from the Philippines, they come over here every once in a while, and great people. We're lucky that we get to meet a lot of great people on the channel. And they're one of the greats. And I'm part Swedish, so we kind of hit it off really well. Dan the Driving Man, with Steve and other expats here, networking and connecting is an effort and teamwork. It's taken me 7 years now. Thanks, Steve, for sharing great information. Thank you, man. And we're going to keep that up. I don't want people to think that we're going to be giving up on the channel. I want this channel to keep passing and become a really great channel, even if it's run by somebody else. And I'm willing to help that person to no end. I think this channel, we have good people on this channel, and some other channels, they do different things. And this channel here has a totally different crowd than most of the other channels, I think. Simply Social, yes, Steve, would not have happened under the T. Michael L. says, Russia is an imperial power. Remember that Putin stated 20 years ago that the dissolution of the USSR was a tragedy. Yeah, I know he's former KGB. That's why he feels that way. Mr. Big Slick 66 Sinfuls number 146. Let's see. Sinful says Mr. Slick 66. Yes, LOL. I've seen. Michael L says, remember, Russia has been interfering in Ukraine since 2004. They've been going way before that. They starved millions of people there to death. The Orange Revolution in 2004 was almost like yesterday. Glory to Ukraine. Sinful is 147 now. LOL. Simply Social. Hey, Steve, have you went to Thailand to get full checkup at their hospital? They have the most up-to-date diagnostic tools, MRI, CAT scan. I'm actually thinking about getting an MRI with your back. I've actually had one a long time ago. Get it done within a 4-hour window. You get it all done within a 4-hour window. Darts for Old Farts, that's a name. Sinfuls, I moved right next to New Valley in January. Love it here. Sinful says, Darts for Old Farts, yes, a great area. Dickie Spaz says, you make some good points, Simply Social. Joe Cunningham, yes, we bought property in Tanza at the Saddle and Clubs Leisure Park. House turnover is in 3 years. I know where that is. You're right near, let's see, what's the name of that place? It's a water park there. Aquamera. Right, Joe? You're right near Aquamera. Randall 86, we can help them. Simply Social says, Steve, I am a MRI tech. Most people that have back surgery come out worse. They come out. Let's see, Simply Social. Dickie Spaz, thanks. Glad you're awake. So we got 71 people, 57 thumbs up. We're coming up to about 60 minutes here, so we can go a little bit longer here. Simply Social, Steve, last resort from me. Do you know what sport has back problems? I think football has actually mine was happened because of playing football in the military. It was actually supposed to be our time to exercise, and that's when it happened. That was part of it, and then some of it happened also on a sub I was working on too. We used to have to go down and pull out those number 10 cans, and I was always on my back for a good chunk of the patrol, pulling cans out all the time. Anybody that's been in the military and been on a submarine knows what I'm talking about. And it does a job on your back. Sinfuls, I golf and also get about 4 hours of massage a week. Simply Social, yes, you are the person that answered that correctly. Simply Social, LOL. Sinfuls, back and glutes. Bim Prasad, is there anything open on Christmas Day and New Year's? Christmas Day they're open here. I think New Year's Day they were closed. I'm not sure, or they opened late. Michael L says, I think he is talking about Tai Chi, or Tai Ching. He says. Simply Social. Hey Steve, Tyson just hired a 56,000 of them. You may be correct, working for half price. Sinfuls, Bim Prasad, don't visit during Christmas. It is a nightmare here. Trust me, unless you want the Christmas spirit, avoid that time. Flights are expensive. Yeah, it's insane here during Christmas, guys, and it's really expensive. Simply Social says, yes, the ingestion are not good. Simply Social, yes, Tyson is a joke. Simply Social says, Chai Kong ancient practice goes back 3,500 years. Michael L says, is Chai Kong same as Tai Chi? Simply Social says, Steve, I live in Oklahoma. Go across to Texas, rent goes up to 2,000. I heard that. Texas has some cheap places also, though, too. Because there's some towns there that are empty. You can actually buy houses for cheap money. Mark Krampitz, at election time, the Democrats say the Republicans will decrease SS. I don't think that's going to happen. Nobody's going to be able to decrease SS. Not going to happen. If anything, I think they're going to raise Social Security costs, the amount that you put into it. They're going to have to sooner or later. Bim Prasad, and they're going to have to do it soon in order to not have any problems in 2030 when they go broke. Sinfuls, yeah, I saw the prices. UK money approximately 1,600 pounds. I think that's pound symbol. Rip off. We'll save for it in February when I usually travel. Dan the Driving Man, USA is 8 to 12 years maybe before a 10 to 20% cut in possible USA Social Security cut by U.S. federal regulators. Big opposition to cuts politically thanks to baby boomers retired here in America. Somebody's going to pay for that. I mean, between inflation and everything else, inflation actually lowers the debt because people need to spend more and then they just print more money. It's kind of crazy the way to think of it that way, but it's like if I give you $1,000 loan and you just deflate, you spend there's so much money that you just print more money. It devalues the dollar, and that's what's happening. The dollar's being devalued. So if I give you $1,000 and you go to pay me back $1,000 6 months later, it's worth a lot less, and that's why you have to pay higher interest rates and stuff. William Kreitzer, Steve, I visited Subic Bay. There was a guy that looked like World Zoom. I'm not a big fan of World Zoom. Let's see, Wandering Wolf. Social Security is currently unsustainable. They might have to reduce or stop COLA increases. Meanwhile, inflation will increase Social Security tax revenue. Yes, inflation is going to do that. I really do believe that this inflation, as bad as it is, does have its place, but it's not good overall. I think people over here are the ones that benefit from that are outside the U.S. now. So Simply Social, main media is propaganda. Zane Underwood, Stephen, you and your channel are well respected in the community and you are spoken of highly when I hear you mentioned on other vloggers' channels. I just want you to know that, and we all appreciate it. Thank you, Zane. I appreciate it. We try to keep this channel pretty straightforward, and I just give you my honest opinions and stuff like that, and sometimes my opinion's my opinion, and I know some people disagree with it and some people don't. Simply Social, yes, Steve. The MRI is the most detailed diagnostic tool there is. Yeah, I'm going to look into that also because I want to find out how bad the pinch is, because the pinch seems to be pretty bad wherever it's pinching the nerve. Simple Zane Underwood, yes, I hear that also. Simply Social, check out the KUE in 2014 in Ukraine. Dan the Driving Man, I'll mention you to my Filipina friend here in America. She's got her father's 14 plus years YouTube channel going in the right direction again. Her family is from Cebu, owns properties and businesses. Zane Underwood, it's true, Sinfuls. Michael L., all the diagnostic tools give different information. MRI, X-ray, computer, tomography, etc. all are important. Yes, I agree. There's one that they did with needles. They electrified needles and stuck it in my nerves, and that's how they found the neuropathy. And I tested positive for that. Simply Social, yes, the worst backs are golfers, but they will not quit due to addiction. That's interesting that golfers have bad backs. Simply Social, oh my God, so true, LOL. I will not quit. I would rather get more massages. Dan the Driving Man, how can we donate to support your efforts and channel here, Steve? No donations needed. We don't need any donations. We're thankful for that, but we don't need any donations. If you do want to make donations, we will donate them to the orphanage down the street, and we'll give you a receipt too. It's just like one of these. That's actually one of the donations from one of the people. Michael L., the only time I saw things shut down in Manila was the evening of Good Friday. Simply Social says, no Tai Chief is for self-defense. Chai Kong is for healing, more like Fallen Kong. Michael L. says, some Republicans have talked about cutting SS to fuel more tax cuts. However, SS is the third rail of politics. Yes, it's something definitely you don't want to touch. Simply Social, they are talking about a universal income of $1,000 to everyone. That ain't ever going to happen. That would make us, we're already a socialist country, basically, I think. With all the different payment programs, it seems like everybody is on some sort of payment thing, whether it be VA, Social Security, welfare, food stamps, everything. Somebody it seems like almost everybody has something. Not everybody, but a good chunk. There's a good chunk of people getting some sort of payment out there. Simple is the only way SS will be modified to is new enrollees. They will start with less percentage of funds into account of individuals. I think we need to charge more for people that are working right now, to be honest with you. They used to have a lot of money in there. They had an overage before. Back during the Reagan years, they had an overage and they borrowed it and never paid it back. At least that's what they told us in the news. And Reagan was one of the ones that told us about that, about the overage. Simply Social. Hope the T gets back, and he is the only one that can fix it with liquid gold beneath the U.S. Let's see. Randall86. The illegals can join the military as well. I served with guys spoke little English. Yes, illegals used to be able to join. I'm sure under this guy they'd be able to join. They don't make the best. Some of them don't make the best soldiers or sailors, and some of them do. It's kind of funny. I'm not sure about their loyalty. Some of them, if they want to serve, I think they're limited in where they can serve too. I've served with several people that were from actually a couple of guys from France, believe it or not. Simply Social. SS may increase to 72 years old. I don't see that ever happening. John, the President Trump has said he will not allow any cuts to Social Security fund. Michael L. The rich do not pay their fair share since Social Security taxes are on only the first $200K US dollars of income. Let's see. Simply Social. Michael L. Think about it the rich hire. Simply Social. Employees which pay taxes. Dickie Spaz says Social Security is the world's biggest Ponzi scheme. Birth rates in the crapper, so borders are open in hopes of legalization and increased tax revenues. Band-aid on a puncture wound. Simply Social. The rich is not the bad guy. Michael L. If an illegal joins the military and serves a full term and is honorably discharged, they should get citizenship. Service should guarantee citizenship. I'd agree with that, Michael. I'd agree with that. If they serve honorably, I'm 100% on board. Some of the guys that I served with, though, that were from other countries, were really, really good soldiers, and other ones were not. I'd say it's kind of a toss-up. Simply Social. Yes, Steve. Look how they swing in golf. Ask Tiger Woods. Simple. Stephen5975. Stephen5975 at yahoo.com. Contact here if you want help to help local charities. Steve will assist. I'll help you with that. Michael L. Simply Social. The worker class generates all wealth without labor. Nothing gets done. If you guys do want to donate to the orphanage, I can facilitate it for you. I'll give you all the information. Okay, and you can do it through PayPal, and I'll send you the receipt from this here place, and it's Mother Teresa's orphanage. Okay. Michael L. The Nordic nations, including Sweden, give much more to its citizens. Unfortunately, I would have to brush up on my Norwegian and Swedish. But their taxes are about 70%, Michael. 60 to 70%, according to my relatives. It's very, very high. Simple as, yes, I mean new enrollees will get reduced benefits for increased contributions. I said that wrong. Michael, the French gave good results from foreigners in their military. Smith says, at Michael, the rich only use the deduction that are offered by IRS laws, aka loopholes. Don't blame them, blame the laws. I'd say that's correct. Mark Schaefer, I saw a video saying that they're talking about cutting Social Security to the wealthy. I could see that. That might actually be a good idea if you make it, but they still paid into it. I would say cut their Social Security payment. I would make it smaller or something. If you're earning over so much, you start taking somewhat of a cut. When you make millions of dollars, I don't think you're going to miss a couple thousand. Dan the Driving Man. To gain USA citizenship, military service used to require a complete tour of duty with an honorable discharge by the way of DD 214. I think they had to serve 6 years also, Dan the man. I know that the French guy he was actually my roommate for a while. And I know the guy did drugs too, so that was another part of the problem. Dan the driving man, Michael L. I served with a Mexican, got his citizenship, and helped after he got out of the army here in America. Actually, you can get a good education out of the military too. That's a good thing. Michael L. Means testing SS payments would be another good idea. I think if you're paying into it, I think they should have some sort of thing. If you can either say I don't want to put into it, and then you will never get Social Security. It might be an idea, and you can invest the money yourself. But that might make a lot of homelessness problems because a lot of people won't invest. William Ashley, Steve, an operation on my lower back last October 10th and made me feel like a new man. I'm hearing about 50-50 on that. I hear some people get worse. That's what I worry about. It says, I could hardly walk before, now I can. That's my problem, is walking in the morning. John, Steve, I find it the best way to file taxes in the PI is to download your W-2s and send it to your CPA in the state. Exactly. That's what I've told people too. And pay him with a credit card. I paid him with a check from my account. I tried to find someone in the PI with no luck. You're right. That's the best way to do it. Dan the driving man. Thanks, Steve, for this broadcast. Pace yourself. Rest and recovery, brother. We appreciate your efforts. Thanks, Dan. We're going to end it here in a couple minutes, guys. I'm getting kind of tired, too. My voice is starting to show it. Zane Underwood, any politician that messes with Social Security knows that it's a political suicide. You'd probably want to do that in your second term. Lazy Larry Lee, my cousin Garoj got his high school diploma through the Army. There used to be an Army-Navy high school. I actually got my GED through the Navy. I got it through Columbia, South Carolina. And then I put money aside to go off to college afterwards. And I left high school to go into the Navy because I just found high school I wasn't learning anything. The school system was just horrible. So I ended up going to Middlesex Community College in Massachusetts. And, the Navy picked up all the costs, total, 100%. It paid for everything. That was when they gave you, for every $1 you put in, they gave you $2. It was a really good deal. Michael L. Back surgery depends on skill of the surgeon. Yes, it does. And that's why it's 50-50, I think. Simply Social. Steve, have you thought about stem cell transfer? No, I don't think I'd want to get too involved with that stuff. Sinfuls. John, I just do taxes electronically using software. No issues. Mark Schaefer, I think it would be fair for everyone, for wealthy individuals, to get what they paid in back plus interest. Then stop Social Security to them. At least give them back what they put in. Sinful says, thanks for all the good chat. John, yes, I got the info on taxes after I called you, so thanks for the info. Yeah, I tell people, guys, call somebody back in the States to do your taxes. It's the best way to do it. Don't do online. It sucks. I've been doing it that way for a few years, and they always mess up my taxes. So, but I want to say good night to you guys. We got about 73 minutes in, but I'm getting a little bit tired here. And we got about 72 people, 66 thumbs up. And I want to thank you guys. And if you guys need anything, you can always call me. Just contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com. You can call me any night between 6 and 9:30. That does limit callers, unfortunately. And some people have a hard time getting through. But most people do get through eventually. And don't leave messages. Just call till you get me. You will get to me. Most nights, I get to most calls, and sometimes when I get off a call, if I see that somebody called during a call, I'll call them right back. So, let's see. Simply Social says, Steve, did you go to submarine school in Mass? No, I went in Connecticut. New London, Connecticut. New London and Groton. Let's see. So, we had a good chat, though, yes. Jeeves Winston says, peace out, Steve-O. Michael, thanks for all the good chat. Rest well, Steve. Yeah, thanks to Michael and to Sinfuls tonight also for being moderators tonight, because that always helps with the channel also. I want to thank those guys. A big thank you to both of them. Thanks, guys. God bless, guys. Take care, and we will talk soon. Okay?